Hello, everybody. We are back. Actually, I said I would be back today, and I am. Woo, that's pretty rare. All right, so still going with the pig theme again. This is another kind of pig theme I've been trying out. I was kind of had the idea of, oh, I'll merge my tutu core with the pig core, because the pig core is basically pig, move flank, Chimerian. Tutu core is really just 2229 plus another melee, which is just scunch in this case. I'm not going to click on spreads today because, as of right now, I feel like this is the team I'm going to go with for Worlds. So yeah, y'all can scout me and look at my items and all that. I have just found out because the brackets were announced. So at least what days we're playing. And there were 3 players that I really didn't want to run into, and all 3 of them are on my side of the bracket. So what went from like a 3 in 16 chance of me to match into somebody I didn't want to now just became 3 in 8. So I might have to make some modifications to this team as is. Right now, Ragnet feels like it's underperforming. It's mainly there for type coverage because you probably noticed like there's a mental weakness and kind of a digi weakness as well. Just that's whenever you're running 2-2, you're always gonna end up with that for the most part. So Ragnar kind of counters both of those, but it still sucks. Like Ragnar just as a unit sucks, and so still kind of figuring things out. Might change the stuff around. 2-2 I might even remove as well, just because it doesn't feel the best on this team specifically. Lore Weaver, hello. Nexo, hello to you as well. What I'm kind of finding with Pig is that it's really strong into... It's really nice for punishing slower teams. So if I'm facing bulky aggro or stall, it just gets so much value. But into faster teams, it's tough. Like right now, this team can beat... It can beat stall, bulky aggro, in most mid-range meta spam variations. It's actually pretty good. It feels really nice. But digi aggro and just hyper aggro forms in general are tough. Script, hello. Thank you, Lord Weaver, for the luck. I really will need it now. I either got to make some serious modifications, potentially go for just 1 or 2 wins rather than find a balanced team to win the whole thing, or just hope for the best. Honestly, I don't know which is the better answer at this point. Because the way the rewards spread out is if you win your first match, you go from $100 minimum to $350, I believe. Or I guess you'd need to win at least 2 to get that locked in. But if you get knocked into the loser's bracket right away, it's going to be tough to come back. Against Zekro. Alright, well this will be at least kind of good practice. Not usually... Well, I want to see how much damage I do to a Munko. So I'm intentionally going to not ban it. And then we're going to feel the pain, and we're just limit testing. It's okay if we lose. We're just limit testing. Because right now, what I need most is practice. Because most of the popular Digi-Aggro teams nowadays, they have Hedge and Drakash, Munko, Zalbi, and Gazuma kind of as a core. And that's kind of an issue for me. Because Chimerian gets walled by fire types. So it can't really be picked into Hedge and Drakash. And Tuvine's not great into him either. Ragnar probably always gets banned against Digi-Aggro, so even though I have it on the team, I just never will get to play it in a situation where I'd want to. So I'm basically relying on Move Flank Mimit to get the job done. So we're going to see how much I can really do to Munko here. Panty, hello, thank you for the raid. How's it going? couple waters here too. Yeah, Ragni gets banned, that makes sense. Triple water doesn't like that. I can deal with Platymus with triple wind. I think I'm just gonna ban Oshiara because it's fast. I guess Psypat's also fast. It's kind of like... I really wish the birds had Nox Bomb still. That would help me out a ton here. I just don't like Oshiara. We'll pick Scunch. Not having any mentals does give Scunch more value. Of course, there's a digital right here. He could very well swap out the Munko turn 1. Doesn't have a whole lot of synergy for it though, just the Gazuma. Which he'll pick up, and that makes sense. I don't think there's any world where he picks Platymus. So do I really want to go up against Gallus Munko Psypat with 2 Vine? Pretty questionable. Do I even want Tutsu though? We'll go with Pig, just because it offers turbo support. It's maybe slightly better. We're working on fanfiction while waiting for possible info on the next season of your favorite anime. What's your favorite anime? Lots of good stuff that needs another season. Pretty Cure. That's one I don't hear a whole lot about. I know the animation style is super distinct. Haven't watched it myself. Looks really nice though. It's actually got nicknames, so it's gonna be a pro team. Yeah. Soul Shot does half to my move link. On microwaves would probably finish it off. Maybe not. And I'm sure that's a max special attack. Munko. Problem is the stupid thing's bulky too. Next season title's been announced. That's always fun. Is there a release date with it? Wonderful, Pretty Cure. See, I'm not afraid of the 2 Vine. I'm just gonna double goring. Even though I'm sure that Gotsuma's coming in and it's gonna be microwaves. Dropping in February? That's pretty soon then. Better than having to wait a year out. I've still been waiting for solo leveling for quite a while. But it's almost here. I'm excited. You could just turbine, I guess. He's probably faster. New season starts a week or two after the previous season ends. Wow, they must have a lot of people working on that. I know it takes a while to animate something. Ooh, okay. Saving the Munko, that's fair. Munko is pretty important for him to deal with my double melees. I did just burn both my prio options though, so I won't be able to finish off Gialis as soon as I want to. I don't even want to, like, Scunch doesn't have a good turn 1, Pig can't touch 2 Vine, and Tutu doesn't get tag team value, but it's probably what I'm gonna do anyways. I can at least get double gash. Since Nox Bomb's removed, I had kind of an open move slot. I also got rid of show off. I realized I didn't click that in most of my matches. It's not all that much damage. I know I got a pretty bulky Mimit though, so. No Turbine from the 2-Vine, kind of surprised. 6 episodes left in the current season. It's always kind of sad when the season ends, but at least you got it starting soon. Does not want to deal with my Mimit. I guess he's just afraid of getting enough speed. Such outspeed the Munko. Goring can still get hit off. I'd guess that Gazuma comes in here, and then I just don't have a whole lot left. Oh, we see the Saipat. Alright, that works best for me. Season 21. That's pretty nuts. It's gotta be competing with some other shows that have been around for ages at that rate. There's the Turbine. I could have probably left. It probably would have been better to leave the 2-Vine alive and then just attack the Saipat. That definitely would have been better. So that was a mistake on my part. See what we can do though. If I can get this turbo off. If I can, then my boomerang should outspeed this Munko. But then Saipat's still there. Skunch can deal with Saipat relatively well, so I'm not horribly afraid. I need Tutu to live the microwaves here. Okay, yeah, that wasn't even all that close. So the 20th anniversary, curious about what they're gonna... It's always nice when your favorite show gets a lot of attention like that. I'm always afraid of a good show getting kind of like worse as time goes on. Just because they kind of run out of ideas, and I don't blame people for that. It's always kind of like with a movie or even a book series. Like the first one is super good and everyone talks about it, and then you get to the second one, it's just like, okay, it's kind of the same characters, continuing the plot. It's good, it's not as good as the first one. And then you get to the third, and it's just like, you know, was this really good in the first place? I need to go for the Nox Bomb. I was kind of hoping to go for the Nicho just for the speedy kill, but no luck. I'm just gonna go for the double in on Gazuma because if Gazuma goes down, the Monko won't have synergy for. Won't have synergy for microwaves. Problem is Skunch very well could die here. I like Clanker's Cavern, come on. But yeah, I see it for sure. If he would have tornadoed the Skunch there, I think I would have been in trouble. Should be in good shape now. I just double in, make sure the Munko goes down. But yeah, I'm probably... It's going to be tough deciding whether I want to ban Munko or Drakash in my matches. If I ban Drakash, then I can have Chim turn 1. But that just means Hedgen turn 2 is going to pop off, and I don't have any way to threaten it. So I could do like 2 Vine and hope that a Feathergat plus maybe a base jump from Mooflane can pull it off, but that's unlikely. I don't even think if this thing has token that it would be able to outspeed me. Might be kind of close if it's max speed, but it's definitely got bulk invest. Oh! Saipat had ninja. Okay. But I too have ninja. I know Monko also learns the move. It would have been kind of funny if it also clicked it, like triple ninja in one turn, all from different Tems, but no, you really wouldn't run that move on Monko of all Tems. Alright, good start. GG's. I played a whole bunch yesterday. I ended up promoting a couple times. Relatively close to Legend now. Feels like we finally got over the hump of like the TMR gap. So it's a lot easier to push now than it was earlier in the season. And some of you may have noticed the counter on the Chimerian radar. Yeah, this is the second one. The first one, the one from yesterday, did not pay off. And there were such large gaps in between matches yesterday that I was able to burn through the whole thing. I was having 10 to 15 minute queues quite often. It's a little sad. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to allow their teams to be scouted, which I completely understand. But every time I'm like, I got this team, I'm also like, I'm probably going to change this team. Or at least something about it. Feels like it's just never perfect. I wish there was just 1 or 2 Tems I could throw on my team that would just... I guess it would need to be 2. I wish there were 2 Tems I could throw on this team that would just answer all aggro and digi-aggro. Maybe I just build a... I might have to split my cores again, which I don't normally recommend doing. But if I've got Pig, Mooflank, Chimerian that beats slow teams, maybe Scunch is kind of like secondary Pig, because honestly their functions are very similar. And then maybe another 3 or 4 Tems to counter fast digi-aggro, normal aggro teams. Why is there Gallios? Oh, but if I did that, then maybe I'd have more success, but it's just, you kind of get a jank, weird speed tiering then. Unless, I just don't know what bulky offense Tems are great counters to hyper-aggro. Because you pretty much need something that can eat 4 neutral hits. Rip Pig. Something that can eat 4 neutral hits and also hit back and at least 2-shot something. Hello, Mr. Bossy, welcome. I don't know what moves this Lowaddle has. I want to assume it's a Roots blue screen. something else. We'll go with this to threaten out the Lowaddle. See the Volgun. I'm gonna ban the Lowaddle just to get rid of at least one blue screen user. I know that Waspin's still there, but there's only so much I can do. This one might just be over already. Being forced to ban Gallios and also facing triple mental with a triple mental weakness is awful. No, thank you for the bits, I appreciate it. I played a couple matches of TFT today. I was 1 away from 3-star Alawi and then 2 away from 3-star Alawi. It's tough. So close, yet so far. It was a triple prismatic game, so I'm like, you know, I'll just save up the gold and try and go for it. And I got so darn close. I rolled down from 50 and didn't get a single one. Damage sucks. Free all night, just let me know. Sure, I will let you know. I am currently trying to get some practice. I mean, I'll definitely be on at some point today. I want to get some practice in on stream here, and also I have to get some homework done. I got some group projects that I'm kind of holding everyone back, and I feel bad. So I'll let you know for sure. So hello, watching my YouTube videos last couple days and finally catch a stream. Yes, glad you're here. Oh, okay, so he's gonna amp your outburst. I'm just gonna rest. Charged iron filings would not kill Shell Lance. I don't know, is he gonna swap into the Waspine? Oh, the Mashuk. I don't know why I didn't acknowledge that he had a Mashuk on his team, but I didn't. I was just too busy looking at like freeze core, sleep core. How do I avoid that? But that's tough. I have Paizo and Ninja off on Scunch, so that's kind of why I kept him in. Now he just swaps in Waspine and Turbos. Nothing I can do about it. See a hologram, more than likely. I'd be surprised to see a swap back into Kinu, at least in the Waspine slot. Or I guess no, he'll swap into Kinu and then Deluge. What am I? Yeah. Is that their only team? You know kind of exactly what's going to happen. It's a very common. This team only does one thing. If you have adequate counters to it, it does nothing. If you don't, it just kind of wins. I'm sure that the Deluge is going to be on the Scunch. So I could Oshi otherwise. And that just does nothing. I think I'm just gonna forfeit. I really don't stand a chance. Kinu's able to kill Skunch here if it wants. Or just put Ragna to sleep. I don't have... Yeah. I don't have an adrenaline shot on my team to avoid the Volgon Strangle. I'm not going to just ban the Volgon either. I had to ban the Gallios, because one, I'm weak to it type-wise, and two, it's banned, and it's not good practice. You play competitive Pokemon, current meta sucks, decided to give Temtem a chance, you're loving it? Oh, that's awesome. I also played some competitive Pokemon. I'm never at like a high level, I just play like the in-game competitive system, I learned the whole thing. And it was fun, but it feels so bad to just get flinched by Rock Slide on both your Tems, or both your Pokemon, 2 turns in a row, and then you finally get a Rock Slide off, and then neither of them flinch. It feels so bad. I can't stand it. Like you have 2 games like that in a row, and all of a sudden I never want to play the game again. But I'm also going to be giving Dragon Quest Monsters a try on Friday. I'm super excited for that. I don't know if it's going to have an online PvP scene, but I really hope it does. I really hope it does. Because after the Temtem World Tournament, I think things are going to simmer down quite a bit, and I'll be looking for something to do. I just wish that the game released after Worlds instead of the day before. I'll have to multitask. Yeah, I just love the monster tamer genre. It's fun. Never played it. Fridays, yeah. Thank you for the luck. I'm gonna need it. I mentioned it already, but we know. I know at least what side of the bracket I'm on. We don't know our exact opponents yet, but all 3 of the players I didn't want to run into are on my side of the bracket. So I got a really high chance of matching against one, unfortunately. I could try throwing Psypat in the 2-2 slot. It's not like I particularly need the extra wind coverage. We doubled him. It will be, but if you lose your first match, it's going to be really tough to catch up. You'd need to win 2 matches just to even increase your prize money at all. I guess you have to anyways. It's just so much easier to stay in the winner bracket. Pokemon you use Swiss. We use Swiss to determine a top 8, 16, 32, whatever. And then we use a bracket double elimination for the rest. Usually it's split out into 2 days. This one's split up into 4. Because they were going to stream every individual match. At least in the winner bracket. Gotta submit my team by tomorrow. Or sometime tomorrow. Otherwise I get DQ'd. It's like part of me wants to send in like a preliminary code. Who don't I want to face? I don't want to face Ali or either of the Digi-Aggro players. Because my team in its current state loses to those. I can beat slower teams, I can beat mid-range, I can beat stall and meta spam. But I face something faster than me and it's tough. And if I face somebody good who's playing something that beats me, like them, I don't think I stand a chance. I want to add counters to my team for that. Like, if I add Psypath, that helps significantly for the digi-aggro, but it's not perfect. Who's going to run digi-aggro? Not, no, he doesn't run anything else. Nana and Torin. Both of them are running the same team. But I think they're spread differently, which makes it even harder. Really interested in Temtem? You don't have enough money to play the Pokemon circuit? Maybe you'll try the Temtem circuit next year? Yeah, for sure. This Temtem is so much easier to make teams than in Pokemon. I think Kunder's going to be on Digi-Aggro as well, but he's on the opposite side of the bracket. I wouldn't face him round 1, though. Every player who qualified before the LCQ faces somebody who qualified in the LCQ. So technically it's supposed to be an advantage, I think. Because the seeding system would be really tough when you've got people qualifying in all sorts of different ways. That's just kind of like the middle ground that was chosen. Oh, it's just like... I really should just sit down and do a little bit more theory crafting, come up with this something that can beat them. We didn't find out until like today. Could have done it before the stream, but I just kind of wanted to get online. I am in queue, right? Yeah, yikes! Long queues aren't getting any shorter today. Entry of big tournaments about $70, and there's only one big tournament a year. It's really expensive. Oh, that's so tough. You'd think there'd be more tournaments for it. I mean, Pokemon's it's at least more popular than Temtem. But maybe that many people just don't want to get into the Pokemon competitive scene, which I can sort of understand. At the start of Scarlet and Violet, I had some fun shenanigans. I had Bombardier, so I had triple coverage, and then I had Mirror Herb on it. So I had Sucker Punch, Acrobatics, and Rock Slide as my main 3 moves, and then something, I think, Knockoff. I paired it next to the Hot Pepper that I can't think of its name right now. And then I used its signature move that lowers defense and raises attack on the opponent. Got the +2 attack on Bombardier. And then Rock Slide. -2 defense, +2 attack. Usually one-shots just about anything. It was a fun combo. Also burns the item for acrobatics. About the only fun combo I was able to come up with. Most of Pokemon just feels like throwing numbers at each other. Scovillain, yes, that's its name. I kept thinking of its like Capsakid, the pre-evo. I'm like, nope, that's the pre-evo. That's the little one. Forgot to update the win rate. 1-1. Senpai! Good luck, have fun. I don't know if he's in stream. He'll probably pop in at least afterwards. For the most part, this is a slower team, so I should have a pretty good chance here. Yeah, Tyrannac's more of an issue than it used to be, but still not all that bad. Can't bring in Mimit though. And the mental allows double neutral in. It's kind of the best, like, it's just brain off way to play this team. Should probably think more about my pick bans though. No, there's Urshifu that attacks your protect and its water stab always crit. Yeah. As soon as they added Urshifu, I'm just like, we're done here. Actually, I didn't even want to play when they added Paradox. Like Fluttermane. Fluttermane ruined everything. Keep that thing in Ubers. Just banned at least. I basically just played in season 1 of the Pokemon. Or whatever they call the little in-game competitive scene there. Yeah, Slingshot, Smoldering Kiss. It's also got Sharp Leaf. Tuvine will be nice. Gonna bring the Mimit as well. Honestly, killing Tyra here is kind of important. He might save it just because of how important it is. And then just trying to beat my attempts with Toxic Ticks, which would be an issue. He banned my pig, so it's not like I was able to just ban his Amphitheater and kind of pop off. No point in picking Ragnat though. Had he not banned pig, then I probably would have banned Amph and then picked Ragnat pig. Would have been a different story. Intimidator on the Hurry Ward, that's fine. Bigger problem is I'm losing Brawny on Scunch. He's got nothing that wants to take a P-Jab. I guess Tuvine does, but then I just smack it with an Oshi next turn. And I swap in Tuvine for Mooflink. So, best play for him would be to Toxic Ink my Mooflink because I want to swap it out next turn if he defensively swaps Tyrannac. Which he does. And there's the Tuvine. Yep. That's still decent damage even though I don't get the defense drop. For how weak of a move P-Jab is. But he Toxic Inks the Scunch. See, that's not nearly as bad then. Is DK64? The music is, yeah. I love DK64. It's also just some nice background music. I debated on splitting the playlist into like more battle music and then casual themes. Because like this during a battle isn't so great, but it'd be nice to listen to during the Chim Radar in between matches, but been kind of too lazy to split. Thank you for the follow, by the way, I missed that. Flood. Alright, that was a really good swap then for Tuvine. I do gotta watch out now though. Not sure if Ninja's gonna be able to outspeed stuff. Taking it back. Not a fan of Donkey Kong? I can like skip the... There we got battle theme. Better. Oh, you love Donkey Kong 64? You first actually owned game. Really? That's a surprising one to get first. Game's so long, dude. It was a lot of fun though. 101% came with the console. Oh, see, I had the Pikachu N64, so guess I didn't remember that they came with other kinds. But that makes sense. It's been so long now. First actually owned game was Banjo-Kazooie. Ocarina of Time and DK64 were close behind it. Banjo-Kazooie ranks just a bit higher than Donkey Kong 64 for me, but both are darn close. Practically the same game, but, you know, I can have preferences. At a Genesis, and all games belong to your parents, you rented others. Oh. Will it play on Genesis? It's... Playing PC for so long. The Calibus did swap. But it was for Tyrannac, okay. I mean, this still works then. Mostly rented Sonic and died a lot. We'll throw another Feather Guy at the Tyrannac. It's pretty likely it could swap for Amphitheater. Or you know what? I'm actually just gonna throw an H-Slap just in case it does swap, because one more Feather Guy won't even kill. So no, I'm gonna use Feather Guy and the Tatter and then H-Slap. There we go. Perfect. Now Amphitheater should go down in 1 CPG. And not kill Tatteru with another one of those. But it did OX. We'll just do a double in on the Amphitheater. Calibus, that's fine. Hello Ninja, welcome. Still on the pig team? I am. I'm on a different variation of it. Trying some stuff out, but I'm gonna have to add some anti-aggro counters into it. Yikes, that Calibus is tanky. Gonna eat in silence. Alright, thank you. And for stopping by and enjoy your meal. And I hope this takes out Tuvine. Goes for the Mimit, that's smart. Oh, and a Strangle. H-Slap better than Diamond Fort on Tuvine? That depends on quite a few factors. Intimidation. So H-Slap is better if you have multiple physical crystals. Typically, it's basically going to be Mimit and Chimerian. But it's also good for predicting swaps into stuff like Turok. Turok is a very common 2-vine counter, and H-Slap helps beat that. So if you have a weakness to Turok on your team, you can consider running it. Other than, I mean, I don't even know. I don't personally like Diamond Fort in general. I think you'd only want Diamond Fort if you have a really bulky team. Mine's a bit more of a mid-range team with some amount of speed invest, so... Your only crystal is 2-vine? Then yeah, you would not want H-Slap, I don't think. Diamond Fort's probably better. You're probably not going to click it real often, but 2-vine can function with only 3 moves just fine. And in that niche situation where you want it, it's there. You're right. We're running into Tornado occasionally after the nerf. I suppose having a secondary prio option makes some sense too. It's just so much stamina to do like 0 damage. GG's, senpai. I think I just had the matchup advantage there. It's really tough for you to deal with double neutral with only 1 mental. A quick Q this time, that's nice. Please no Yume, please no. Okay. I think this is an ult to somebody. Riken is interesting. I don't know whose ult this would be. It's just kind of like a generic, very generic team. Tusu gets banned. Osakaya prices Axe. I actually saw Totoa on Osakaya last night, but I want to say that he's probably sleeping right now. Zax is on a really questionable type chart team. I think he's got like 3 or 4 melee weaknesses, 3 or 4 earth weaknesses, and so on. Toa's still playing. Skip the LCQ. He already qualified. I think he's like one of the top players in Pacific, isn't he? Or maybe he won the Pacific Regional. I'm not real sure. He qualified elsewhere though. I am about to show you why you run H-Slap on 2-vine sometimes. Top 3 TRP, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's played a lot up until now. Scunch getting banned makes perfect sense. pig to bait the Garunder so we can pick Chimerian. I think the current question is, does H-Slap Feather Gatling Turbine kill Osakai? And I'm not sure, so we're gonna try it. I don't face a whole lot of Osakais. It's really not a common Tem. Doubling into the Mimit. I surely die to another hook next turn. That didn't do a whole lot of damage. This Feather Gatling's probably going to do like 35%, which means I'll need to do another hit of something. Yeah, Osakai is not a great matchup for me because it's so much better for me to ban the Raiken. Because Raiken is very bulky. We actually split targets here. I wonder if he's gonna just frond whip my other 2-bine. I'll live the frond whip, but I'll probably be in glass blade range. Nope, that's not glass blade range. He outsped me. Oh, on the Mimit turbine, yeah, I knew he would. The Osakai has a fair amount of speed. Should use CPG in the Mimit. He could be baiting me in the turbine. Chimerian OX, which is kind of huge. I can bring in my Chim for free. Base speed Chim outspeeds max speed Platimus using 2 prio. Not the 2-vine is going to do me a whole lot of good, but we're just going to bring in Pig. Because I want hold off. Not built for 3. Not built for 3 what? I must have missed it. I say so much that I don't remember when I check the comments afterwards. I should have just given him the 2-vine. I really wanted holds off Pig. This Chim OX on the 3rd move. Oh, he has bait. So it looks like a 81 stamp Chim with bait. Let's see, he OX 28, 33, 28. So it doesn't have 81 stam. I'm not sure what breakpoint he reached. He probably had cooked for sharpening frond whip CPG. There's a sharpening. He's got some speed on that Chim too. This is the two vine sack turn if I've ever seen it. Seems like 3 times CPG without bait. Ah, you know, that's probably what it was, yeah. Playing Iridescence Coils thanks to one of my bodies covers bug and takes no damage. Yeah, it takes no damage. That was a good 2 vine sack. Game's over. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been running bait on Grumper either, just because it feels bad, kind of. It's a nice item, but I'll still call for a full rotation. It's just it'll allow it to stay on for 4 turns then instead of 3 that it normally would. Now you're playing an Oshiara Volfi Hazrat team, seems good. Should be like good stuff, right? Yeah, that's just a solid team for what we see nowadays. GG. Volfi's not as good. I think people will get away from Volfi pretty soon here, as soon as some other options are seen. It's just kind of like a comfort pick right now. It's something that's easy to just throw into a lead. But I don't think Volfi is the optimal pick anymore, but it's very easy to play. Declaration really hurt it for ladder play. Find yourself ignoring it. Yep, yeah, it's so easy to do. Just ignore the bait user. GZ's on the last match, whooper duper. Like, that's the type of team that I want to face in the interregional. Or interregional, we're past that. No, in Worlds. I got so used to saying interregional after invitational that now I can't keep saying that. Yeah. That's the team I'd like to face. That's just a common, slower, or middle-paced meta spam team. That's what this team can beat. That's what you were fishing for too? Yeah. It's just, both Natna and Torin, I think, were like 15th and 16th place in the LCQ, so it feels kind of bad. It's always like a 50% win rate that they get. The stupid digi-aggro teams. But that's what they go for. If you can win, lose, win in Worlds here, you get $350. They'll just 50% win rate their way to victory, and or maybe they'll even win because Kunder's pulled it off. I still think that they were a bit too soft on this last patch. I still think so. Didn't feel like they could edge out the slower teams properly. Definitely got you. You hit Dave Antor, oh, yeah. I saw you had a rough time. You hit 2 of them and had a potential to hit the 3rd too. Matthew and melee hyper offense. Yes, you and me both don't like the hyper offense teams. I always feel like you're just slightly outspeeding me with my bulky offense teams, though. The Mashuk, kind of interesting. Gotta pick the Nestle here. You're 252 this patch? Yeah, that's significantly faster than... I usually start with 232 and then decide if it's worth it to go higher, or if I can go lower and save more HP. I won't spoil what this team's at. Jamurian gone, kind of interesting. One to live above Gallios for sure, but Gallios is banned, so that's not really a breakpoint I've found relevant. The Waspine breakpoint That's more relevant because you can still see Waspine even without Gallios. Though Waspine almost always has a turbo behind it. You know the flank speed was wild when you. Yeah, your Giala speed was wild, man. That's what I. That was a surprise. You built the team before it got banned, didn't retool. Further. Gotcha. That's fair. Yep. Yeah. See, I haven't picked Ragnit like. I did pick it once in the match that it was useless in. I gotta replace it with something that's not trash. I don't need another defense dropper on this team. I just brought it because of Sparkling Bullet, and I thought Taser support would be nice. But it doesn't help against fast teams, and that's what I'm struggling against. Also, screw marbles. Delete marbles from the game, please. Daily rant. Buttons, yay! Marbles hitting stamps, so tilting. I mean, the HP is a pain too. Like it racks up. And with how much leads are important, they get a positive lead against you. You have to swap one or maybe even two Tems just to reposition. All of a sudden, you're down 20% health out of your 500%. If you look at it that way. Hello, Nesla. I'm not really sure why you killed a Mooflank and swap in the Nesla. Usually you'd want to do one or the other, but... it works. And with your only crystal resist on the board now, it's also a bit rough. Pig putting in work? Yeah. Pig's really good against slow. Oh my goodness, that's a max HP Nesla. Maybe more than max HP, honestly. That's kind of nuts. I wasn't expecting it to be that bulky. And I don't know how fast the Volphy is either. I'm gonna buy a turn. I'd like one turn, please. How hyped are we for Worlds here? I am excited for Worlds, except for the fact that I'm in the side of the bracket with both Digi-Aggro players and Ali. Ask Elena to swap. I wanted to be on the Sunday bracket, so I didn't even ask. I was just gonna ask when I turned to my team, but no. It's kind of nice to know that I have a pretty high potential of running into one of them, so I can edit my team a little bit beforehand. But still kind of sucks. Ask him to swap the other ones then. ask for a buy. Yeah, I didn't. Did anyone look at which side of the bracket the double LCQ players are on? If it's a Saturday or Sunday bracket? Because since there were 17 of them, one of them got matched up against each other. Sunday? Okay. That technically increases my chances by 1 of not facing them. First thing you checked. I didn't think about it much until now. Changes a lot to possible players. True. Which day were you on? I didn't memorize it or anything. Oh, there's more messages in there. You're on the other side. So you get to avoid the digi-aggro players, but you're stuck. You're stuck with the slightly higher population of higher ranked players. Be a fun tournament. It's gonna be tough. Kunder's on your side, best digi around. Yeah, is he actually gonna play digi? That's so sad. I don't blame him. Rip pig. See, look at that. Even if I had Fainted Curse, this Moonflank would have survived with 2 health. Fainted Curse, boo. Friendship's where it's at. Team you're cooking now is cracked. You can face anyone not stacking 4 toxics. Is YBL on your side of the bracket? Isn't he running 4 toxics? Yeah, I wish you luck in not running into him. GG. How can you beat every single team? You know, that's what we all said during the interregional, and then Kunders goes and wins with Digi. So, yeah, so I thought I even had a good matchup into Digi, and I still got wrecked. So, oh, you're around? You're only running 2? Okay. Are you sure you don't want to change that? Sounds like Savannah might have a pretty good chance in you then. Also might show up with 8 wins. You've heard it's cracked. Oh, it's nice. Get promoted, maybe get my 10 legend wins. Get that TRP stacking up for next year, right? Happy Cats were way faster than the original. Really? Nano's actually running slower digi-aggro? Never knew that. Hardly ever run into him on the ladder. I know that people running digi-aggro have been running Monko slower. Just because Monko can take hits to anything that's not a digi. And if you have a digi mirror match, you can run your other stuff faster. It's not that slow, you're pretty quick. Gotcha. I really should just throw a side pad on this team. But the first thing I'd drop would be Ragnet. But I'd also need to drop Tutsu. Because otherwise I'm still going to have the triple mental weakness. Gives me a worse matchup into Adoro. I don't think people are going to be running Adoro, though. Like, if I'm swapping anything out on this team, it's going to be Tutsu and it's going to be Ragnet. So I have those 2 slots. I have those 2 slots that I can swap out for things that are good into Digi-Aggro, Hyper-Aggro. And then Mimic can kind of copy one of them. And Move Flank's also pretty good. So if I have like Saipat, Move Flank, Mimic, and then one other thing that can kind of work. Shook is so insane. I know, so it's like getting rid of one of my wins hurts for that reason. 2-2 is a must ban for most teams. What's hyper-aggro? Hyper-aggro is basically just, it's like a blanket term for any sort of team that runs significant speed invest. We're talking like 400 to 500 TVs in speed. And pretty much the same in their offensive stat. And their goal is to just kill one of your Tems every single turn through sheer damage. So basically, if you're facing hyper-aggro, you more or less have to... You either need to be fast enough and have priority options, or you need to be tanky enough to take the hits. I don't... I play mid-range more than what I would consider bulky aggro, even though yesterday's stream was titled Bulky Pigro. That was just because it was a goofy name. I don't know a lot of Tems that can take 4 hits and hit back. I know that I could add like Garunder. Garunder's pretty good, but Garunder turn 1 doesn't threaten Digis, it's better as a pivot. Just glad you can't face people from the LCQ prerequisite pre-qualified with Giga Free. What do you mean? All the LCQ players had to reveal their teams. You're similar. I don't know Torin well enough to know if they're going to play something that's not Digi-aggro, and if they were just playing that as their qualifier team. Maybe now they spent enough time cooking and are going to play something else. It's really hard to tell. You got mostly knocked out by people who don't even play. Yeah, it got me getting like 9-0 in the 2 days. It was pretty crazy. Who's really playing right now? Oh, I've been playing a ton. Definitely more than I probably should. Under 20 games since patch dropped. This is honestly, I love this patch. This is my favorite patch in a long time. Probably since like 1.2. I don't remember 1.2, but I remember 1.3 onwards being bad. You got Dave Gabolino and Matthew, who both effectively quit and came to visit. Yeah, that's tough. I feel like Dave always just stops by whenever there's a big tournament and he's able to participate. Lowest over in the entire event. That is tough. That many drops, huh? Well, is it a core of like specific Temtem? Digi-aggros are pretty much the exact same, but other than that, you're able to run... It's not even that you necessarily need good base speed, because Volfi was common on hyper-aggro for a while, just because of its access to prio. And Volfi's speed honestly sucks, it's like base 60. But yeah, I'd say anything faster than base 60 with lots of high damage options turn 1, good prio options, and preferably good defensive types as well. Because there are going to be times where you just can't take a hit. And if you had taken the hit, you can win. There's reasons why you don't typically see Mudred around. Thing's got everything it could possibly want to be a good hyper-aggro Tim, and the thing's defensive typing's so bad it just... and defensive stats even. They're just tough. I guess its abilities kind of suck. Maybe change its abilities around, give it buff. Am I on Saturday or Sunday? I am on Sunday. Opposite side of the bracket from you. You don't want to face the... Right. I feel like everyone's in that boat. Nobody wants to face the Digis. No problem, Giso. Sorry. Ain't your fault. We'll just... I could just gamble and hope that I don't face them and somebody else knocks them down and just kind of go with this variation. I know I'm going to swap Ragnet no matter what. Ragnet's done nothing for me besides eat a couple bans here and there. This is like my nightmare team. I don't know if it gets much worse than this. I don't think I stand any chance here. You'll farm? Alright, sounds good. You take them. You take out the digi-aggro, and then I'll match into you afterwards, and then I'll beat you. Why would you ban Scunch when you have triple mental? Definitely a 0 attack Lowaddle. Definitely, 100%. I can't pick Chimerian because of fires. Too few to be worth making concessions. Do we feel comfortable ignoring people who just happen to be strong to them or in a good spot? Yeah, it's a pretty good way to put it. Wouldn't Nestle be a decent option instead of Ragnar for water coverage? I tried Nestle in one of the early variations of the team. Nestle's defensive typing and defensive stats feel so much worse than everything else on this team. So while it does work, it has prio options like most of the team. It's nice water electric coverage, and it helps into digis. The thing just gets farmed by Mashuk. I think I can concede that though because I've got triple wind. So maybe I'll try throwing it in. Banning the Chim, knowing I'm going to take out the Lowaddle. Don't feel like anyone just happens to be strong in a Digi. Most players, build for it. Yeah, I think building for it's kind of what you have to do. In some way or another. Really? No Vental! I've got triple melee. Oh, I guess I've only got double melee weakness. I just got the Mimic that can double whatever. Lose some wins, please. I doubt we'll encounter each other in the tournament. It's gonna be tough for me to even make it past the first round, I think. I shouldn't say it's gonna be tough. I should say step 1 is surviving the first round. And I am probably gonna drop Tutsu. It doesn't feel good. I almost never get value from tag team. I have the Mimits, like double tag team. You'd think it'd be good. I've got the 2 Vine, you'd think it would be good. It's just, it feels bad. It really does. We get owned by natures. But the Tyrannac has roots? Tyrannac has roots. Tutu seems cracked on paper. I mean, it's like one of the most common bans for this team. Double tag team hasn't felt good at all. But, you know. Arc Shield. Glad I got that extra chip with the Bastille, but oof. This thing's gonna have Extinction next turn. No hostile, that's nice. Nut Bar Chim. Man, this guy is cooking. I respect it. Multiple packs. Does this Tyrannac have an attack move? Kind of funny if it doesn't. Tyrannac doesn't have any way to heal, and it's almost out of stamina. So that's kind of nice. I'll be able to get a Boomerang Held Anger into either Tyrannac or whatever's next to it. And the burn will be worn off for it. If he sends in Kapire, I'm doubling Kapire. If he sends in Mooflink, I'm doubling Tyrannac. Alright, we'll double the Kapire. The reason I'm doubling Kapire is I don't want it to have, or to get a heat up off, even though I would bet that this thing just also has Extinction. Hazarov, hello, welcome. Yeah, there's the heat up. What about Nestle plus Tort instead of Ragnet 2-2? I'm not so sure about Tort, but Nestle I could definitely give it a try. How good am I into stalls? I eat stall for breakfast. Just Pig Mooflink against stall is already enough. Most stall players are going to ban Scunch just because of P-Jab and stamina control. I would actually love to face Geno or Shibaki, but Geno's the only one on my side of the bracket. Problem is if I start getting rid of some of my bulky offense options, or like 2-2 Ragnet, then I start having a tougher time into... I pick 2-2 first and 2-Vine. Then I start having a tougher time against... the stall teams, because I'm just removing some of my options. Pickaback Mooflink lead seems really good. It is crazy good into teams that are slower than you. If you're facing someone that's faster than you, you don't want to run into it. You don't want to pick Pig. Pig just isn't as good into teams you get outsped by. Face Genesec. Yesterday, I've changed my team quite significantly from yesterday, but that is correct. Plus, I'm not sure if Geno's actually going to bring a stall Zalbian to Worlds. I'd be quite surprised. You do good in the stall, but would never want to face it. Oh, I enjoy a good stall match, actually. So. You wanted to face Gender Sabaki, at least one freebie into a high OWR. Not sure what the cage was, probably just knew that he was dying. Clicked a button. Zabian probably overcooked. I believe so as well. But you never know. It's just, I wouldn't want to have Digi as a raid boss personally. Other than Moments. Moments is a special case. This defensive type is correct. Here's the extinction. Shouldn't get rid of 2-2 seems cracked on it. And on paper it seems so good. But I don't like it. I really don't like it. It's just like, if I only have one counter to Digi-aggro, which is just swapping out the Ragnet slot, then it just always gets banned and I still lose. I need to change at least 2 things around, I think. It's like, and Mimic gets so much value too. I wish that double move flank could adequately break through Digi teams, but if special defense is so low and most of the Digi teams run either Plasma with, or Hedgen with Plasma, or Drakash with Fiery Soul. Right. I'll change the Ragnet out at least, so just give me a sec. I pretty much got a spread in mind already. I am covering the screen because, like I said, I'm probably going to run this team or at least some variation of it in Worlds. Though I guess... Let me just calc Stam quick. Stamina invest on Nestle sucks. I almost put my TVs in attack instead of special attack. Nestle's got the same value in both, so... Alright. I don't want camo, because then that would kind of wipe the potential turbo I could click with Pig. I had turbo before when I tried out Nestle, and I wiped it once and it felt bad. I don't even know what I'd put on here as an item. Physical Nestle would be kind of fun, but it's still just, it has better special options. You could show the secret plot he's pretty set me on. I could. Seriously, what item do you put on Nestle if all your other generic items are taken? There's no water electric boosting move. I don't want to put camo because it wipes positive status effects. Drill? Yeah, you're probably right. Probably drill just for the shell lance. Tinfoil hat. A-shot strangle. Oh, that'd be kind of fun, but it's a Volgon thing. Tinfoil hat would I did consider putting tinfoil hat on like Scunch or something, just so I can pick Scunch move flank into Digi teams and have a better chance. But that would mean moving Wardrum onto something else. I guess I could put tinfoil hat on Scunch. Oh. Move Wardrum to the Mimit and then double screen to the Nestle. That would be something I could do, but we'll see if I get any drill value for now. Shell Ant is still very popular. It's just normally I'd still rather just lead like Pig move flank into it. As for how you unlock Lumas in Showdown, you need to have the Luma soulbound or just like OT. It has to have perfect SVs in every stat, and it has to have all egg moves. Then you can unlock the Luma. So, like this Anatan I have, it has the egg move, it has perfect stats, but I'm not its OT, so I wouldn't be able to, I can't use Anatan in Showdown yet. I haven't I haven't soul binded it yet just because I haven't had a team to use it on yet. Hit Naga versus Digi still gets one shot by E-Punch. Hat Naga, yeah. Do most Digi teams even run an E-Punch? I guess you got Zalbian. You got Zalbian, yeah. Better option for Scunch. Really feel like it would help Scunch to be pickable into Digis? I think so. Currently my best option into Digis is double move flank. Being able to have Scunch to P-jab into base jump and then be able to threaten Ocean and Drakash pick, or to Savage finish something off, and then also have Ninja up off the next turn if it gets ignored, I think is nice. It also helps a little bit in best of one. But it was just something I considered. I wasn't really serious about it either. I'm just trying to think of any possible way I can get through Digi teams without changing too much. Because I mean, the team feels so good. I haven't had a team that feels this good to play since probably the Obi Doom team, honestly. It's just been ages. Wouldn't it get doubled in one shot without even moving? Don't underestimate Tinfoil Hat. It's 30% damage reduction. It would definitely survive. No, I don't have Drill on Scunch. It would be nice for just P-jabbing into a specific target behind... P-jabbing behind Shell Lance, but that's about the only thing I would ever want on it. Well, Mag get nerfed next. That would, if I win Worlds with Pig, it won't happen, guys. But if it does, then Pig might get nerfed. Who knows? I had also okay. So honestly, Pig gets Sharp Rain. I thought about putting Sharp Rain on my Pig instead of Bamboozle because I almost never click Bamboozle. But then I looked at Pig's special attack stat. And the thing has a worse special attack stat than Moment's. It's 45 base special attack. That's so bad. A non-invested Sharp Rain from Pig wouldn't even kill Hedgen. So I couldn't justify it. But that was another thing I considered. I was going to ask in comp chat, like, please buff Pig's special attack to 60, but then all the stall players would just go back to playing Windburst instead of Boomerang. And then everyone would complain and yell at me. Pig does have one of the lower base stat totals of all Tems remaining now, though, so... be considered. It's Pig. I think it would, if anything, just make Friendship Pig more popular, which I think would be cool. These aren't my pants. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. If those aren't your pants, whose pants are they? Speaking of pants, I've got like the whole Pookie getup, but I still have the base pants. And I saw the World's cosmetic pants, and it's like, I would love to have those. I thought they were going to be just for all participants, but now it sounds like they're only for winners. That's so disappointing. Come on, we made it to Worlds. And I know we're all getting like some sort of cash prize for it, but it'd be so nice to have a cosmetic as well. Maybe have like the clothing set be for everyone, and then like the backpack that nobody wants to wear be a World's cosmetic. The winter cosmetic? I don't know. Definitely not your pants for sure. Alright. Amar, hello, welcome. A different set for the winner. Yeah, I mean, a whole nother clothing set would be cool. It would be nice to have some cosmetic for being able to participate. If they made, no, so that would be cool. We don't even get a title or a banner for participating. Confiscate instead of boozle. It's not that boozle doesn't get value. Boozle does get value. The amount of times I've prevented a Gario from attacking or some other or like a Tyrannac from getting an Embers on my Chimerian is more than zero. And so it would just be like if it gave me such like a good enough advantage into Digi teams, I would swap it, but it doesn't. You recently got into competitive Temtem. People in Discord recommended my channel to learn. That's awesome. I don't have a lot of guides, but I do just a ton of gameplay and explain explain most of my decisions. So if you have any questions related to competitive Temtem, I'd love to help out. I would normally have some like starter teams or just some good team codes to offer you, but I took them down because I haven't been able to update them, and currently I'm trying to get my own team ready for Worlds before I share anything, so I won't have any for the next week or two, but after that I will hope to have some to share with everyone. Shirk won, he was keep wearing that towel and party hat. Yeah, I know, like, for me it's, everyone recognizes most of my getup, but I would definitely wear the pants for sure. Boozle Turbo seems fine. Yeah, I mean, Boozle Turbo's nice. It's just, if I could one-shot Hedgens with a move from Pig, I would take it, but I just can't. Slacking? I have been. I haven't been streaming as much as I used to. I was on like 5 or 6 days a week for a couple months. See, look, there's the Nestle getting banned. It just gets banned. And there goes my drill too as soon as I face Shawlant. Oh. How do I feel about Galliospan? I definitely have mixed feelings about that. From like Gallios was going to be really strong this patch. I really didn't want to match up against it. So for that reason, I'm glad it's banned. But at the same time, I think it was maybe a little bit excessive. It's probably good just because they don't want to have to repeat matches, especially since every match individually is going to be streamed. And it does cut out a lot of possible strategy. But because my team already doesn't like mentals, I'm kind of glad it's banned. New players... When changed from perfection, best value is getting banned. New players picking up Blue Friday team without you around to stop them. Fine, because of all the bugs, it's really sad. Wanted to use them. Covered a lot of matchups for sure, 100%. It's defense, and now that has beta burst too. It's actually viable turn one. Opponent runs a really strange team. Doesn't look that strange. The Kinu's a bit interesting. It looks like he just wanted the Kinu for the typing. I would guess it's Kinu with the gun. I can't just freely run double neutral lead like I'd like to because there's double mental. I'm also not sure what this Tutsu's doing. It probably just wants to rest. I can't imagine it's going to be tag team when Shellant's his only partner. What time does Worlds start? I think they have the local time on the main Discord announcements. Like, I could tell you it starts at 11 a.m. But that doesn't, like Central Standard Time and US time, but I don't think that helps you much. Maybe it does. Ban the Sambi just because it's really tanky. Gonna aggro build, tries to be mid-range, but not too much. You don't get it. I'd say the most surprising thing is that there's a Molgu here without, or with Platimus being the only toxic. If Voltaic Charge bugged, I haven't seen any bugs related to it, but I'm not like in what scenario is it bugged? I think it might only be physical attacks, so if you're using a special attack, that could potentially be it. But both of its users typically are physical attackers, so you'll want to use physical attacks. Heard it might be outdated or something. Six PM in Italy. All right. Thank you, Script, for getting the times clarified a bit better than I could do. I'm glad this Mogu doesn't have Old Splitter. I don't have to worry about it at least. Because I wouldn't be able to lower its defense with the H-slap. Although I'm kind of wondering if what's the bigger issue here. How do I handle moments with this team? Moments does so because I can outspeed moments. I can kind of just pick on it. Moments is very vulnerable to pig move flank. Boomerang, base jump, boomerang, base jump will kill just about any move, any moments. It's just that it's 4 dedicated hits to kill moments, but I can kill it within 2 turns before it's refurbished procs or before it gets blocked. So it's pretty nice. If it has a source of healing turn 1, that's a bigger issue, but I also don't mind ignoring it turn 1. Okay. Nutbar Molgu is not even a reactive vial. Dude, your team's really weak to electric. I guess he's got Inky Volfi, but still. It's asking because you have pretty much 0 coverage against nature, so bulky ones can get spooky on paper. I really don't have a problem with bulky teams, though. I have a problem with speedy teams. So stuff like this fast Kinu, I don't have a good matchup into. Ah. That Nutbar is going to prevent it, so I can't kill the Molgu next turn. Yeah, there's the Contemplation Tutsu. Cage, but I wasn't swapping. I have bait on the 2-Vine. It doesn't even do that much damage. Probably a lot of bulk TVs and Tutsu so we can actually survive the turn 1s. I did not think about the isolate, but that's okay. I didn't have anything else to hit the Tutsu with anyways. Anything, he just trapped his own Tutsu in for me to num 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 num. Double Nature Quish. I know Lulu was still experimenting with it, at least as an option, but he more or less had like a bulky team. It was a bulky Nature Quish, so it wasn't full attack, full speed or anything. Not Splitter Molgu got trapped. I did notice that. I debated on high-towing, but its other trait's Sentinel, so like no matter what, you cannot sleep a Molgu unless it's from Hypnotist and it's Splitter. I was hoping I'd be faster with the turbine, but it's okay. No Cyberclaw? No Cyberclaw. Guess he really didn't want to deal with 2-Vine. My guess is he swaps in Inky here and then cages again. Because I could swap in Mimit and then get another 2-Vine. His goal is obviously to take out 2-Vine and then just kind of clean up with Kinu. So I'll at least try and swap to Mimit. I doubt it's gonna go off, but we'll give it a shot. A song with vocals. I've had the cassette beast songs in here for quite a while now. It's actually like a in game, like in cassette beast, it's pretty cool because they have the normal battle themes, but each theme has a vocal version as well. Depending on when you use your fusion, so. And they all sound so good. I love the soundtrack. Unfortunately, that was a game I played before I started streaming, so can't get any like first reactions to that for you. You log on, 20 people were in queue facing each other, you make Bagel come back, queue's dead. Rip. We'll see if the Mogu clicks anything or if it just rests. Always feels weird when you hear anything but Banjo-Kazooie music here. Is it that strange? Alright, so he's going to swap in Inky here. Because I can't swap out my Mimit. And a T-Strike plus a... At least a Dust Vortex, but probably a Plague finishes it off. Always here for the Banjo-Kazooie OST. Never said it was bad. I haven't heard too many bad comments about my music, so that's good. Sometimes y'all make fun of the slower songs, but it'd be like that. Could just have all fast-paced ones. I should add some more, but I always kind of opt to just play songs that I enjoy personally. Although that's one I should also remove, like the... Like I actually forgot to add the Cynthia theme. When I first made the playlist, which I felt kind of bad about. Game here because the 7 to 10 business speaks are up. Go back to queue sniping now. Alright. Appreciate you stopping by. It's a Finky! That's so good for me. Oh, it's actually a bulky Inky. That's interesting. That almost took the CPG and the base jump. What? That thing must be like max HP or something. We're gonna try and CPG the Kinu. I doubt it's gonna work out, but we'll do what we can. Like surely he has Resin Trap on this Kinu. Resin Trap plus Dust Vortex. That's an option too. I'm fast. Oh, it's a bulky Volphy as well. Okay. Kaleidoscope. I don't know how much special. I don't know how much damage he has in these Tems. I don't know if I can live a plague plus a beta burst from this Kinu that I could click Held Anger. Kinu has marbles. That sucks. Yeah. Alright, I took a gamble that it was going to be a slow Kinu. Looks like it's paying off. Half your friends listen online, nobody's in game except me. Never really a rest on the Volphy, not even trying for the Plague. Or the DV. I'm just gonna H-slap. Because Tutu ain't gonna be doing nothing to this Kinu and it'll just heal off if anything I can do it. Everyone's doing Umbra radars? Yeah, definitely. Haha, that was your mistake. If you took out the Tutu there, my pig or my Mimit would have been stuck as either the Kinu or the Kinu or the Tutsu or the Mooflank. But now I can have double pig. Look at that. Look at that pig disrespect. Puts the Tutu to sleep. Double pig this kid. Here are some Kaku pheromones. Use them on your ult for full odds. I haven't thrown a wishing well coin in so long. Double Turbo Pig's a wild strategy name. I think somebody was on it when Boomerang wasn't on a hold. It was like Turbo, Bamboozle. Bamboozle wasn't on a hold. And Stonewall and Divine Inspiration, and you just get both pigs like +8, or both the Mimit and the pig to +8 because you outspeed, you deal, you protect, and you buff essentially. The damage, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't disrespect the pig like that. Yeah, I think it was Plat. It seemed like more of a meme than anything, but it was super tough to deal with. Never expect double pig to hurt that much. And see, that's the problem. Double pig does kind of hurt. But I mean, Kinu doesn't have great defense. And it was -1. And I have attack investment. I think that's the first time I've actually gone double pig on this team. Most of the time it doesn't pay off. By the time... Because most people have multiple wins in an electric or two. So it's not super viable to go double pig. But if you reach an endgame situation where you still have Mimit around, and you have pig and your opponent doesn't have either of them, it's kind of nice. Ever since you learned pig at Oshi, you were scared of it. It's really nice to have that sort of melee coverage without having all the melee weaknesses. Let's bring it in front of a Volphy. Oh, no, they're down to 60%. Or down to 40%. Even does like half health to a Turok. Probably like 30% to a Tuvine, but you know, we take what we can get. Better than a Boomerang. Yeah, I got another match. Must admit, you kind of made fun of me on Discord the other day saying stop trying to make Warpig happen. I told you, don't be surprised if I make it work. I know that your Volcrane has triple Earth moves now, alright? I found one out every single time we fought, but now I know it's got all three. Good luck, have fun. uh, I don't know your fourth move, so maybe you'll surprise me with that this game. Probably be like embers. Destroy my crystals. Ban the Chim. Only has 3 moves. Look, it had Stone Trench, so I'm like, okay, its spread move's gone. Clicks Rockfall. Okay, it's got Rockfall and Stone Trench. Surely it doesn't have Stone Ball. But there's a Naga on the team. It has Stone Ball. So the thing either doesn't have Hook, doesn't have Ninja, doesn't have Meteorite. Only has one of the 3. You replace the baby Nid, this team would be so good. Hey, don't underestimate Orphil. It's really solid. Yes, it does get Earthwave. It's an egg move and an expensive one at that. Yeah, Earthwave being stupid expensive is the only reason why my Luma Volcrane isn't perfect. Play 4 Tactics. Nid can't do anything to you, that's true. Orphil. Yeah. He's leaving my Nesla around, expecting me to ban his Volcrane. And I'm gonna fall for his trap. See, like I don't see Nesla doing anything this game. It's like I swap Ragnar for Nesla, but in the end, it's still like the same thing. It's like I don't ever pick it, and it's more just like a type threat. And technically, it's there if I ever run into a digi-aggro. That's about it. Scypad has more general use just because of its speed and such. Nesla is good to eat a ban or check some stuff. Yeah, but that's basically all it is. I never really pick it. Tolkien's one of my main bans this team, just because I hate Tolkien. Also, really, Mom's Lunch on the Mashuk? Alright, what's he swap an Inky for? Momo? Momo to get holds off? Probably Momo to get holds off. When Nesla does something to your brain that it doesn't completely... that completely doesn't register it. For me, it's just whatever Tem's at the bottom of the pick ban phase is one I always end up almost ignoring sometimes. Ah, seriously, Teakles, stop sniping. So, if I kill the Inky turn 1 here, the entire game's over. That's why I had assumed he would swap. He basically has nothing he can do to me if I kill his Inky here. But I failed to, because I predicted him to swap and he didn't. Mooflink seems like the call for Worlds. I think we'll definitely see a lot of them. It's such a strong Tem that really doesn't eat bans. Tickle, stop it! Swap your Inky! Does nothing versus... Mooflink doing nothing against Stall? Mooflink is one of the best things against Stall. It just... Because it has such low stamina cost moves, it can constantly dish out damage. I genuinely think Mooflink is one of the best Tems you can have against Stall. You replaced it with Mulgu for Stall? Well, so that must just be for Toxic Ticks. DC Beam. If they get defense buffs off or attack debuffs, it's pretty useless. Yeah, I can't deny that. It's just, it puts so much initial pressure on them at least. If you have enough friendly damage with it, it's pretty cracked. Normally I just ban a Stonewaller and then just burst down the other one, and then it works. But I mean, my team, I have a lot of options. Finally got a good read. Run was such a satisfying move, it slaps so hard. Agree. A video I can make on YouTube is how to build play against Stall, because it include a way to ramp in my team. You face Stall, I feel like it's in the spot. Topic many people would be interested in, even seasoned players. I've been getting a lot of video idea recommendations recently. And it's like, I'm not opposed to doing them, it's just gotta find time. And currently Worlds still takes prio. I don't know. This Vlash has ninja up, so it can take out one of my two Tems. I'm not sure which one. It shows the limit. Scavenger. It does not OX. I'm just gonna boomerang on Pig this turn. If he chooses to attack, then I just beat him next turn. Is Venmet any good? You've been using it in a team you made in like 1.2. Venmet's... I think Scunch might be a bit better right now. It's not that Venmet's bad. It's just Venmet's being so slow makes it a little hard to pull off consistently. Because like, you'd have to invest so much speed that you can't take any hits, or you can't deal any damage with Venmet to pull it off. So it's really good into punishing slower teams, or if you can swap it around and get holds off for Ninja. But that's not always going to be easy, especially if you're facing a physical team that can take advantage of your defense straps. GG's Tickles, definitely your game to lose. Oh, you kept tempting me with the Inky turn 1, 2, and 3. I thought for sure you'd swap out, and then you just never did. Surprised I never clicked Oshi. In the endgame versus Valash, I considered it, but I thought you would outspeed us like stabs or something. Forgot that your moveset's base jump, major, crystal bite, and ninja. When playing Venmet, especially after Scunch buff. Yeah, I think that's just kind of the state we're in right now. The only reason you would play Venmet is if you want the turn 1 damage, but then you just play Mooflank. Miss Reaper Psycho, because he played Confined Tort and Seppuku Lodal. That's your favorite kind of stall. Yeah, Reaper always came up with a bunch of goofy, fun stall teams. Y'all remember, speaking of Venmet and stall, y'all remember my Strangle, Adshot, Kesagatame, Sacrifice Venmet? That one was fun. It was bad, but it was fun. Don't remember even getting a Venmet. Just spawned in your decks. There's actually quite a few Tems I haven't gotten. I've never had a Zalbian. I have... No, I have Venegais. Okay, maybe there's less than I thought. I had recently hatched a Zephyra from a Luma egg, and it counted towards my kudos, and I'm like, huh. That's interesting. Didn't know I had that one yet. I don't know. I guess I don't even know what all the icons mean. There's like 4 of them. Venmet's crazy good. Yeah, it does look really nice. You couldn't hear it over the ad, but you were okay to trade Inky there? No, you were not okay to trade Inky there. I had 2, effectively 3 wins in the back. You needed the Inky so bad. Like, my Pig and Tutsu wouldn't have been able to do anything if you had Inky. No, no, no. Don't need the inky. What do you mean? You lost. What do you mean you don't need it? Alright, well, okay, well, there goes the Nesla. I have to ban Auhi. Auhi just counters everything on my team. Except Pig. If he picked Auhi, I would have to pick double Pig, and then it would just face the wrath of Gazuma. Erectum, if you reason, let me get Turbo off. Yeah, the swap of Valash where I could get Oshiara 100-0 was probably what flipped the game. You had me until then. Alright, I'm forced to pick 2-Vine here. You know what? Why don't I just go to the double bird? Double bird's good. Almost didn't think you'd be outsped ever. Prio OP. Alright, ban the other mental that frees up Scunch and move flank. Now if I can kill the. Okay, well he chose to ban the move flank, which makes sense. What do we do against fire heavy teams? Fire heavy teams, like if there's 3 fires, it's kind of rough. I did face Feynman the other day, and I struggled. It's basically I just have to beat them down with neutrals for sure, because they're gonna have to ban Nesla. This is not a pig game. Prio was basically just glass play. Okay, yeah, that is fair. And Boomerang. Boomerang is Prio. How about Prio? Hot takes, new Naga is better than old DA Naga. Oh, I'm glad you like it, because we're stuck with it now, and I like it better too. Shouldn't have taken the Frond Whip. Didn't need to do that, yeah. Boomerang's Prio that you outsped with 2 Prio. Well, yeah, but I mean, not after the turbo. Whoa, okay, so that's a speedy Mastion. This is gonna do like 60-70%. I meant 50%. Yeah, that's what I said. DA forever seems broken to you. I like New Naga a lot more. I think it's a lot more fun and easier to play around. But it's definitely not perfect. I mean, counterplay is good. If you'd come into endgame with a Turbo Mashuk, you think that looks a little cleaner? Yeah, for sure. Rip 2-Vine. You've done your job. Adaptive. Melee Arachnite. Does this thing have Soul Shout? I guess we'll find out. I think it's gonna be my best chance to bring in Scunch, so we're just gonna go with that. Because I P-Jab won't do nothing, but P-Jab into FGAT hopefully does enough, based on how much damage the Hyto did. Got your anti-decay in. He's Going for the Tutsu. Not really sure why. I don't think Tutsu gets any more value this game. I think Scunches should be his high prio now. Tutsu surviving is really good for me though. If it died, it would have been tough. Now I can ignore Saipat next turn and just double in the right slot. Well, assuming the Arachnite dies. It should. It really should. Yeah, definitely. Kinu a good support right now. It's your favorite Tem, used to be top tier. Kinu is kind of struggling a bit right now. It's competing with Saku and Volfi for similar slots, but both of them kind of do the job better. Kinu's good on sleep control teams, but that's kind of it, unfortunately. Even Lulu admitted Kinu barely does anything for their team. It's truly the end of Kinu. Best thing Kinu does is using Turbo, but usually you feel like you can just ignore it. That's not quite enough damage for Ninja to kill. I think a CPG into this -2 Mastion will get real close to killing it, if not kill it. Assuming he swaps the Gazuma. I don't know if he will, but he dies if he doesn't. He could just double the Scunch. I wouldn't be surprised to see Saipat and Mastion come in. Oh, okay. That works for me. And there's no way Gazuma lives this, right? Okay, thank you. I even have War Drum to boost it. Alright, so I'm going to swap in Mimit in the Chim slot, just on the off chance that... Do I even have a chance? If... I don't know, we're just gonna try, I guess. Stealing Mastion would just be detrimental because I can't hit Saipat. Yeah. If that was V-Claws, it would have killed. Or if he had Shinobi Tactics. So rip Amphibian. We're straight. Cage Mastion, that wouldn't have mattered either. Though it was just if Saipat killed me there. If it had Ninja or a V-Claws Schweenshorn. I mean Schweenshorn. If it had V-Claws instead of Ice Cubes, it would have. And then he would have been able to one-shot my Chim with a Lava Wave. And I would have lost. Why is he playing Ice Cubes with Schweenshorn? It's kind of nice just in case you get seized. I mean, Rotten Goo, Platamus, Acronox, Golzies, stuff. It's kind of nice to have the option. I guess it's mainly for the Golzi matchup. Because Golzi is pretty much always going to hasty lunge you at Saipat. That would turn off your Schweenshorn on turn 1 Nox Bombs. Or I guess any Nox Bombs, because you're not going to be clicking Nicho into it. But GG's. So somehow we've only lost one match today, and it was the Triple Mental Gallios team. Ah, okay. You see why I like this team now? Are y'all convinced that friendship's OP? The power of friendship? Most annoying C's move is B flood. Well, B flood was removed from Hedgen and even got nerfed anyways. So it's nice that I haven't faced Quaish yet. I've really been lucky with that. I hardly am seeing any Quaishes on ladder. I don't know if it's just because most people in Diamond all kind of have like a gentleman's agreement to just not play it, or if people just in general aren't playing it, but either way. Winning worlds with friendship pig at peak shonen energy. It would be flippin' hilarious. But I think it's gonna be tough. Geno plays Quish. I faced Geno twice yesterday and he wasn't playing Quish at all. So I don't know. Feeling confident with it. Well, it's like I feel confident that everything other than Digi-aggro is like I haven't. If you've noticed, like the meta right now is trending towards slower, bulkier mid-range teams, and I can pretty much beat anything slower than hyper-aggro. So it's the team feels so good, but it's so frustrating to have losing matchups, and especially to know that I have a very high chance of running into winning. Yeah, did you hear Aches? We have we know what days people are playing, so I know who's on my half of the bracket. And Torin, Natna, and even Ali are all three on my side of the bracket. Not hyper aggro by your definition. No, Tickles, even you're not hyper aggro. I'm talking like Ali levels of hyper aggro. Slap a Gario in there. I did. If you were here yesterday, I had a somewhat speedy Gario. But this team, it performs so much better than the other one. The one yesterday. Get sniped by other teams like yours. They have the same general spread idea, but slightly faster. I don't think the problem against you was speed. I have a speed breakpoint I'm pretty confident in. It's more... I don't know. It's just... It's really Digi-aggro I'm afraid of. I think I could probably get close to... if I face Ali. I just think I'm doomed against Digi-aggro, and that feels bad. To know even if I can avoid them in my first match, that they're still in my half of the bracket, and I'm banking on someone else knocking them down. Oh, it's just pain. Workman, hello, welcome. Hyper Swagro counter, Brockwork. Brockwork's fun. If the stress wasn't so high for Worlds right now, I would definitely be giving it a try. I want to give Sparzy another go too. Finally got uppercut. It helps so much. 8 wins on ladder, lose only to a banned team for Worlds. Face 3 Digi-aggro in a row and drop. 3 in a row? That would be assuming I win one. I'll face 2 in a row. You made a Brockwork team, you need to make TVs. Natna's the best team builder of this generation. Against you is definitely mostly speed. If you're faster than me, your teams have a really easy time. I mean, with Prio, I guess, if you can outspeed my Prio, I'd struggle. Stuff's getting 2 KO'd and outsped, it's not as good. Almost every team agrees this team is insanely solid. Yeah, Digis are just so tough to beat. The Drakash edition is just like, it's basically gambling your opponent doesn't have enough waters, but even if they do, it's not like the team doesn't have any counters to waters, it does have a few. Two friends running Sparzy, one more bulky, which you don't personally agree with, but it is what it is. I ran Sparzy bulky when I was trying it. But ever since the Sparkly Bullet nerf, I think it's way worse. But I guess it's got Hasty Lunge now, so I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely worth trying. Prio's not that good. Neverland. Two prio being it. Well, the whole idea is to W with two neutral moves or two non-prio moves that hit hard, and then finish off with a weak prio move. Even if you have waters that can be covered, only hard counters necessary to deal with second water. You can always trade a digi for a water. See and that's the issue. That's why I don't know how to beat the team without type stacking myself and making myself worse into every other team. The problem is that nobody wants to bring more than a water and a half because toxics are just everywhere destroying the meta. And then like Mashuk Gazuma are on almost every meta spam team. Platimus is still around. Volfi's still around. You get Nidrasil Garunders are popular. Now, Orthodox, how atrociously bad Spartan's defensive stats are. Yeah, it's probably better as like a full aggro Tem now that it has uppercut. It was just before the only way you were able to have coverage with a melee move was Wrenching Massage. I'll range a lot of that because you're actually a little bulky, just a bit faster than you. Yeah, your team would definitely be tough in more of a best of 3 situation. I would have to get a lot of reads right. GG's being so strong, even against bad matchups, what do you think would be a good nerf to them? I'm not quite sure. I would say you'd have to consider nerfing something like Munko's bulk. Because Munko's offensive typing is pretty cracked, and I don't think you can make it slower without completely crippling it. But the thing should at least die to a Cold Geyser from a max attack Gario. It's gonna be doing that much damage at least. Oh, Momo needed 2 Glass Blades, speed creep. Let's run 8 fires. Please, I can't just stack fires like that anymore to have good success. Got rid of one of his fires. Yeah, what's happened to me? I'm gonna play Gario Nesla. Did you match up? Now you have 2 dead slots versus Stall. Yeah, yep. We got Akra. Yep, the Booklong's Akra is even worse, but Akra in general isn't a fun time to match into it with either. I should have picked Pig first, so I could mimic Pig when. But oh well. So certain you have advantage into this comp despite your inferior math. Probably. I mean, that's why I want to get practice in, so it's good to. But I just don't think anything I do is going to be overly consistent right now. It's kind of tough. Teams to run the same general concept of speed creep, you would be tough. Imagine a mirror match, but you're slower, same kill break points roughly. I haven't run into anything that's super similar, really. I feel like for the most part it's a relatively unique team. It's not like anyone else is running Pig. Well-built Monko's super scary, don't know why it has Shaolin. Make Darkness single target affect the enemy team. Digi nerf you're proposing. I don't think problem is, if you look at the Tems that get Darkness, you don't want to slot Darkness on any of them. Ringy has some cracked teams. Don't sleep on him. The Nestle doing its job. You're right. Fortunate situation. Kensuke has turn using Nox Auto with Brace Spam to heal. I mean, yeah, there's a whole bunch of goofy stuff you can do. I don't know. I prefer consistency. Consistency is important for me. Brought Darkness versus Welsh in your league match. On who? Who do you even run Darkness on, like, successfully? Barnshee? I guess I could see that. But no, wait, no, I can't. With I just agreed without thinking. Barnshee has so many moves it wants to slot. Why would you choose Barnshee of all of them? It already wants to run Gamma, Beta, Tornado, Hypoxia, Turbo, Bamboozle, Time Split. No, okay. I thought for sure the move flank. Okay, now there's a block of Enmet. Best. I don't. Mehmet's not even the best Digitum. Best Digitum's got to be. It's got to be Munko. Zalbian's probably close behind. Basically, a core of Gazuma, Munko, and Zalbian is just so strong. In your draft, only Barnshee learned it. I know, but like it's just tough to justify running the move. Then you also have to pick your Barnshee into Digi if that's what you're going for. Worst HO is position, the better the 232 creep teams feel. Your draft, after Sidepad, I was bet Hedge and lost Binary Flood. You think Zhao's the best one? Yeah, it's probably darn close. Between Zhao and Munko. Where do I find these people? Couldn't tell ya. We're cooking in 1-2-0. 10,000 channel points. Nobody's even redeemed anything for channel points in so long. Forgot I had those. Pablo's young base lord. Venmet won't die now? Well, it can OX. If you redeem the 10k, would you make me a team for Worlds? I could make you a team, but I don't think it would be Worlds worthy. That's kind of the issue. Just has to have Accra. Honestly, like if I look at your team, I don't even know all that much stuff that can beat it. Like what you just lose to a whole bunch of wins is kind of the main thing. Depends on which team. I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a quad toxic, late torment sort of combo team. Not the Barnshee one. That one definitely sounds like it was cooking. Or toxins. Just because you face too many other toxics. Since Garunder got worse and Gazuma's everywhere. Gotcha, okay. That makes sense. That team was great because it hardwalled Platy, Volfi, and they aren't that common now. Nice mimit. Lucky Lucas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Never heard the mimit hurt sound before. Definitely not common. I'm not sure if I kill the mimit here. When I hit it with the bestial charge, it had the 30% damage reduction, but now it has tag team, but Goring is stronger. I don't like team that much. A lot of teams have Mashuk double fire and Earths, yeah. Guy bringing Vinmet over Venks just for block. He's got the Vental too. He probably just wants both Venks and Vental. Alright, 2 health. Sad. Oh, it's just, there must be a base speed mimit or something. Gami, hello! You scared of what people cook at Worlds? Yeah, that seems to be the general fear. Oh, well, I forgot about the turbo. Normally my mimit would be faster. Yeah, I'm less scared of what people will cook at Worlds and more scared of what people are going to, or what I already know people are going to bring at Worlds. Oh, you really want to watch Worlds? But you have an exam on Monday morning. I mean, it'll all be recorded for you. That is really unfortunate timing, though. You wish, but they spawned in the other half. Yeah, I wish. I want to trade halves. I'd gladly. Gladly swap with you. You're in with a bunch of cookers like Welsh, Cooners, and Prody. No idea what they'll bring at all. You know that's fair. That's definitely something I wouldn't want to be up against either. You don't even know what you're gonna bring. I think most of us are just all like, just all over the place as far as the tournament goes. I was like, how does this Vidman outspeed me? I forgot I got the -2 from the time split. Off to bed. Sounds good, Ninja. Have a good night. I wish you a good pookie sleep. What's the spread of my team? So this is a team I'm planning on using for Worlds, and I will not be sharing at the current moment because I want to have the best chance against my opponents as possible. And it would be a large disadvantage to me if I was to give up my spreads. I am willing to share the code, or I will be sharing the code after I get knocked out of Worlds though, so you can look for it in the coming days, but at the current moment I'm not going to. Alright. Oh yeah, we hit Legends, that's kinda cool. Number 10, sure am. Title says high rank PvP, done it? No. Thank you. Yeah, it's Legend's not too crazy to get. It's more the way the matchmaking works in this game. It benefits people who play more matches, and I've been playing a ton of matches the last couple days for practice. We have to now get on it, Lord. Oh no. I think that's going to be my last match for today, so if anyone wants to drop, you're free to now. I might stick around and chat and do a bit of radar. Radar, though. But 10 matches today, going 9-1, only loss being to Gallios triple mental spam. I'd say that's pretty darn good. Like, I don't know, might ask for a scrim with the potential digi-aggro, just to get a feel for it, but I don't know, like, Tutu does get used. We saw it in a few of the matches today, and I mean, Tutu helps against the slower teams, it helps against the toxic spam teams. It doesn't help so much against meta spam. It doesn't do much against Gazuma at all. But I don't know. It's tough. Every single part of the team works well. To change anything outside of the Nestle slot would just make it worse into so many other matchups. Should have been you. Bad plays. Bring your digi-aggro. I mean, if you want to run a scrim, I'll do that as like a final ending match. I don't know if I want to face Chromie on Digi though. 24-hour Worlds training stream? No, that's... sounds awful. Longest I ever streamed was like 6 hours, because I did a normal stream into a double cast, and that took a lot out of me. I think I took a day or two off of streaming afterwards. I already think I'm going to stream for a long time on Friday, but it's going to be all, at least primarily, Dragon Quest Monsters, because I've been waiting to play that game ever since it was announced. It just kind of sucks that it's literally the day before Worlds. I wish it would have came out the week after Worlds. And yet, I don't know how much more practice is going to help. I think at this point I'm pretty comfortable with the team. I've done some limit testing, and I generally know what I need to do. I don't know how a few specific matchups are gonna go. Namely digi-aggro. Like the one match I fought against the Monko, it took all of my focus just to kill the one Monko. Stream until Worlds starts, stream Worlds. I did not stream the games of the Invitational. I just recorded them and posted the... I posted the VODs on my YouTube afterwards with live commentary, but... I aim to be a Power World pro. I'll probably give Power World a try, but it just looks like such a meme. I don't think it'd be something to stream. I don't think I'd be able to... I don't know. Might be kind of fun. We'll see how the the game looks on release, kind of goofy. Light Cube, hello. You're actually just tuning in at the end of the stream. I'm just kind of sitting around chatting for a little bit. Stream Worlds, no delay. That would be awful. I'd still like to at least give it my best shot. I was worried about Digi-aggro. I know. Well, it's not the Digi-aggro. I mean, I guess a good Digi-aggro team is hard to beat. It is. You have to have adequate counters to it, and it's just so hard to fit them into a team right now. I look at the list of waters in this game, and it sucks. Like, is there an easy way? I can't just pull up a list of waters real easy. Pain. Thank you, Teakles. Good luck, have fun. If Digi-aggro wins World Champs, you're gonna cry. Remember when they buffed microwaves? Yeah. Pain. So there goes to Nesla. No surprises there. So the main thing I want to see is how well the double move link can perform. So we go double move link. Try and burst down the Monko if at all possible. But it probably ends up being... You got the same issue. You want a digi counter, but it's pick your poison and what's bad about it. Like stats for Nesla. Yeah. And it's not like you can just have one digi counter because it just gets banned. You need at least two. So having a specific 2 team slots to deal with one strategy is awful. Played Gario and Nesla for Digi-aggro and auto lose versus stall unless you risk something else. Yeah, you literally have to pick your losses. I wanted my losses to just be Digi-aggro, but I got placed on the wrong side of the bracket. This isn't even Digi-aggro that I can pick Pig into because it's got multiple electrics. Scare looking good right now, though, for overall value. You're not wrong. Scare actually is probably a relatively good choice. Should be a burn taser. Microwaves. This will put me down at like, oh man, even more than that. I guess the Synergy Master, I was gonna say. Yeah. So Soul Shout and Microwaves did pretty much the same damage there because Synergy Master gave a 15% boost and Sensei Robe also gave a 15% boost. I was thinking the same thing though. Looks like it's still over though. I don't... My Goring doesn't actually kill his Monko here. This is what I mean. Monko's bulk is too much. I'm literally 4-shotting a Monko. I know I've got burns, but... If not Koish burning me, it's a Drakash. Or a Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam, whatever. Plasma Beam Hedgen. Yeah, survives at 1.4. What's my ban versus digi-aggro? It depends on what variation of digi-aggro. Normally my Monko is my perma-ban, just because it also resists melee. And it's so flippin' tanky. But I also kind of have a fire weakness. So it's like, I probably still ban the Monko and just take the Drakash matchup, because at least it's not a digi. Right, Charged iron filings. Oh no. You would Zhao depending on the team. I've never had a problem with Zhao because Zhao's slow, and I'm not afraid of Electro Punch. He's got TKS though, which kind of kills my neutrals. And I also be better off in a Digi-aggro with Unnoticed. Yeah, but like in every other situation I want Hurry Ward, so. Hurry is also a lot better in mid-range, not just stall. Being able to have prio to hit stuff like Inky and Gazuma before I can get Tesla prisoned is important. He's got TKS on the Zalbian. It's just for the Held Anger hold, you don't see the argument. It's for the Goring hold. It's for the Goring hold. I mean, Held Anger's nice too, yeah, but... On Goring turn 2 instead of turn 1 anyways. Not against mid-range or ag... Mid-range I want it turn 1 for sure. If I don't lead with move flank, I always want Goring turn 1. It was closer than I thought. You take out the big digi threats, and then all of a sudden your melees can kind of do more. So that's probably what I'll have to aim for. Is just taking out the digis, and then be able to play my melees. I'm going less stamina, more BP. Against mid-range, you don't need your prio turn 2. For me, I haven't. So I haven't really much. Oh yeah, I click Bestial all the time. I forgot about that. I don't know. There's arguments for Unnoticed. Every time I play it, it feels bad. I don't like it personally. I feel like I get so much value out of Hurrywort, but GG Teakles, thank you for the match. It actually helped. It helped because I'm now more confident in banning out the digis. I had considered banning out like Drakash to free up my Chimerian and Tuvine a bit more, but I'm definitely gonna just ban out the digis. Probably Monko first, so I appreciate it. Didn't occur to me since it's Adept, but Adept Quaish isn't bugged. Adept Quaish is not bugged. It is not. Somehow Eerie Koish is just irredeemably bugged, but Adept is just fine. Not a very indicative team for Worlds. I know, but it felt a lot. I know there's going to be like way less electrics, and I'm not going to have to deal with Koish specifically. But the Digi teams in Worlds only have a couple Digis. It's usually Hedgen, Zalbi, and Munko, I want to say. Most of them aren't even running Chromion right now. So if I ban Munko and then burst down Hedgen, it's actually pretty manageable, I think. It's not going to be great. It's going to be far from great, but it'll be okay. And now that Hedgen doesn't have binary flood, it gets much less value that way too. Not like I have to be afraid to spread outside of Hellfire. Seeing Tyra to counter Koish, she can't. No, Tyra and Inhibitor actually buff Koish. Oh look, it's Lulu. uh, Alright, that's really about all I got. I probably just gonna take a break now. It's about lunchtime for me anyways, or supper time. So, thank you all so much. This has been a really fun stream. No guarantees if I'll be back tomorrow. Potentially. I'd still like to get more practice, and tomorrow would be the only other day I'd stream Temtem because of Friday. I streaming Dragon Quest, but yeah. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.